Witchcraft. Oh, you don't want to know the number of witches we have. Not all witches fly. If something good happened to anybody you know and you felt angry, you are a witch. That's the first test. Just sit down like this and be looking at me. Remember that day that one of your friends called you and said, I beg, we want to dedicate our house, and you felt bad after the call. You are a witch. Good news, good things, it becomes a point of affliction. You lose your peace. I remember a friend of mine, I shook hands with him. I said, come, escort me, let's go and see a particular, there's a senior man that said I should come and see him. I said, come, let's go and see him. My plan was that as we go, you two will get to know him. That's why I'm carrying you. He didn't see the opportunity involved in what I was doing. When I said, let's go and see the man, I saw his countenance changed. He started giving me excuses. He has some things to do. And, what is the man going to do for us? I said, look at this witch. I observe after that event, I observed that when I sat down and I thought about it, every plan I ever shared with that guy, the moment I tell him the thing will not work. It's a vibe, it's an energy. The thing will just make sure that the good thing that you are excited about is a source of pain. Another litmus test. If you find out that neighbor took your light and you rushed out to go and check if your neighbor have lights, and when you found out that your neighbor does not have, that's when you now have peace.
You're welcome to Apostolic Lineage, your home of raw apostolic fire. Be rooted in power and raised for the nations. Stay with us till the end.
How do you know that among the triune nature of your own representation that your flesh is the biggest? And just in case as I'm talking, you are shaking your head and saying, wow, what a revelation. It's your flesh that is responding. How do you know that your flesh is the biggest? The Bible showed us the works of the flesh. Let me show you. The works of the flesh. These are tests. These are proofs that your flesh is the biggest in your own triune representation. What is leading you is the flesh. Galatians chapter 5 from verse 19. Now, verse 19. Now, the works of the flesh are, let's start. 1. Say adultery. Let me tell you what adultery is. People who have committed themselves to the covenant of marriage and look outside it, they are adulterers. Did you hear the way I defined it? Looked outside it. Not went outside. Before you go, as long as you even looked. You just stay like this. Somebody pass. You say, "Car, if nobody say I don't marry." You are an adulterer. Jesus redefined adultery. He says it was said by them of old that whoever committed adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. Jesus says, a new commandment I say unto you. He says, you have heard by them of old that thou shalt not commit adultery. But a new commandment I say unto you, whosoever looketh at a woman lustfully has committed adultery in his heart. I know when I started giving you the works of the flesh, you gave yourself pass mark on this first one. Now you see that you are part of it. Every time the thought passes your mind and you say, Kai, thought. I was traveling one day. I was traveling with my former boss where I was working before. We're going to Shika to go and supply our products to the hospital. Somewhere around Jaji and that poly that is there. He just turned and looked at me. He said, Ima. I said, sir. He said, I had a dream. I had a dream yesterday that my wife died. And when he said that, I was expecting to see a sad face, because that kind of thing should be a tragedy to a man who loves his wife. He now said, join me in prayers that let the will of God be done. That's the strangest wickedness I've seen in my life. That he saw yesterday that his wife died, but that I should support him in that let God's will be done. If death is what God wants, let's not hinder it. And that man is an adulterer. I've seen the way he goes around themselves. Now, the only thing stopping him from legally entering that thing openly for people to see. So he's doing hide now. He's hiding. He will say they have a conference, that there's a business deal. He will sneak out, go and do something and come back. He's an adulterer. You who is married and you are busy chatting with somebody quietly. The person is calling you darling. You have an office bestie. You have office wife, office husband. Both of you have crossed boundaries. You are an adulterer. These are the works of the flesh. Let's not stay much in adultery. Because where many of you are now is fornication, the second one. A friend of mine on campus said, I was not called apostle then. So, Brother Effa, do you know that to be dirty is a fleshy behavior? I said, how? What do you mean dirtiness is a fleshy behavior? He said, didn't you see uncleanliness as part of the works of the flesh? I said, it's not that type of uncleanliness. This is where things like masturbation, rather pornography comes in. This one, here like this. Exposing yourself to corruption. Contaminating the vessel of God. These are the appetite of the flesh. The flesh derives pleasure when you expose yourself to contamination. This is where evil communication is. Evil communication. Oh boy, if I tell you waiting pastors they do these 2 days, guess what they want to start talking about? Start talking about atrocities and crime that when you get up, you are polluted. Those conversations don't edify. Uncleanliness, lasciviousness. Another way I want to render it is an idle nature of laziness. Just idling and loafing around. I just saw one flesh just now as I'm talking like this. The person did like this. That's lasciviousness that I was just talking about it. The example just came. Idolatry. See, if I want to stay on each of these things and show you how a man can practice idolatry, it's not until you go and kneel down before an image. If anything becomes the biggest desire inside your heart, it has become your idol. If you love anything above your love for God, if you can disobey God because of anything, that thing has become an idol. If God says, don't fornicate, flee youthful lust, then a guy told you, prove that you love me. The only way I would accept you love me now. Or he tells you, I'm a man of my words. I don't talk much. My love language is physical touch. The only way I can show you I love you is if I communicate the way the language God gave me. A lady slept with a guy because she was threatened that the relationship will end if she does not allow him have his way. Then after he have his way, the relationship now ends. So I saw her. She was becoming lean. So I said, what happened? He said that the relationship ended. I said, did you sleep with him? She said, yes. Before she said, but. And I said, is that why you're getting lean? She said she cannot eat. Everything is just... You know, there's a way God will help you lose weight when when he begins to stretch you. Witchcraft. Oh, you don't want to know the number of witches we have. Not all witches fly. If something good happened to anybody you know and you felt angry, you are a witch. That's the first test. Just sit down like this and be looking at me. Remember that day that one of your friends called you and said, I beg, we want to dedicate our house, and you felt bad after the call. You are a witch. Good news, good things, it becomes a point of affliction. You lose your peace. I remember a friend of mine, I shook hands with him. I said, come, escort me, let's go and see a particular, there's a senior man that said, I should come and see him. I said, come, let's go and see him. My plan was that as we go, you two will get to know him. That's why I'm carrying you. He didn't see the opportunity involved in what I was doing. When I said, let's go and see the man, I saw his content has changed. Started giving me excuses. He has some things to do. And, that what is the man going to do for us? I said, look at this witch. I observed after that event, I observed that when I sat down and I thought about it, every plan I ever shared with that guy, the moment I tell him, the thing will not work. It's a vibe, it's an energy. The thing will just make sure that the good thing that you are excited about is a source of pain. Another litmus test. If you find out that neighbor took your lights and you rushed out to go and check if your neighbor have lights, and when you found out that your neighbor does not have, that's when you now have peace. Well, listen, huh? Okay. So what you guys are saying now is that you refuse. That's not a sign of witchcraft. Look at me. The underlying principle behind that is that I will only be happy if all of us are in this situation together. Why do you think a witch, you are pitying her, you are pitying him in the afternoon, looking wretched? But if something good want to happen to anybody in the family, he will make sure they will cut off that star so that let all of us stay like this. Everybody, nobody goes anywhere. None of us will get light. There are many witches hanging around. But don't worry, these are the works of the flesh. Now inside witchcraft, there are dimensions. As you start flying, you have crossed. Hatred. You are easily aggravated. Your heart is like stone. You pride yourself that I know they forgive. Now one thing with me be that. I remember there was a dear lady some years ago. Someone was trying to matchmake me and her. The person was working very hard to make it work. The person will call me, call the lady, and tell her to come to his house, tell me to come to the house. So me, I will not know. When I come, it will now be a coincidence. Then he will now say, this one, the two of you are coming to my house at the same time. Is God saying something? In my mind, I said, am I a small politician? I mean, you go do this. This why you for what? The other day, he told me, please buy me wine when you are coming. I need it urgently. I was coming with wine, only to come and meet the damsel with a wine inside. He said, look, this thing that's happening here. I said, now because I come, that's why. Because of the sake of honor, because the person was advanced in age. So I said, let me look at this person. Not like we should start talking. Let me look. When I was trying to look, I saw her one day. She was angry, talking to somebody, very angry. The anger became so intense, she carried her cell phone and smashed it on the ground. And she was still shaking. So I knew. I knew that I don't want to be around this person. My life should not be near them. A man left his house, and the wife reported him to me. So I called him and said, why are you not at home? Why did you leave home? He's unlike you. I'm disappointed. He said, sir, hear from me first. So I said, come to the office. He said, sir, me and my wife had a small argument on money matter in the morning. I sent the money to her while I was in the office. She refused to touch the money because she was already angry. And when I came back from work, she didn't talk to me. There was no food. I prepared my own food and ate myself and went to bed. In the night as I was sleeping, I was feeling uneasy. As I opened my eye, my wife was standing looking at me like this. Early morning the next day, he escaped. He said, no, please. Please. What if I didn't wake up that time? Hatred. The works of the flesh. You know all these people that do this counting, say they don't cheat you, 1-0. We go be 1-1 later. That's the activity around hatred. We have variance. Please, can we have the amplified? It would to give you contemporary language on this matter. Time is spent. I will not, believe me, I will not proceed from here. I will just stop here. Do you realize we are still in point number 1? I have failed you guys this night. Forgive me. What is going on? So we are at strife. Jealousy is the next. And I don't need to tell you, you are a master at it. Fits of anger, fits. Intense expression, explosive anger, fits of anger. Disputes, which is a contentious spirit, always at variance, always contentious. A man who is in the flesh will always be trying to win an argument. He does not believe that concealing the ground is also power. He will want to have the last say. If you break up with a person of the flesh, his only pain is that you are the one that broke up, that he's not the one that ended the relationship. Dissensions, factions that promote heresies. Next verse, quickly. I saw party spirits. This is where I was coming to. 21. Envy. These are two different scriptures now. Go back to King James. Leave it at King James. Stay at King James. I'm trying to tie it up so we pray. Envy. No, go back to 20 because I didn't make the most of that. 20. Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. Verse 21. Envyings. That envious spirit. Murders. You know how Jesus defined a murderer? Huh? How did he define it? Huh? Huh? If you sustain hatred for your brother, you have killed him. If your heart accommodates hatred and evil in your heart towards the man, they say you don't need to do it before it is ascribed to you. Murderers. Some people, if they look at you like this, they have killed you already. But it's the opportunity that have not happened. Some of you have killed your friends too. There's a way you just see somebody smiling, the first thing that enter your mind, what is funny? What is even funny about the day? It's provocative to you when you see people expressing joy. Murder. Drunkenness. Whether your own is squad 5 or is Pami. Those who are into BKT. Those who are on Colos. You are a fleshy man. Look at the name of that thing, Colos. They added S. Remove that S and see what is there. You know, I saw somebody standing like this. He was sleeping, standing. And they now said this is the evidence of Colos, that if you take it, it will detain you. It will freeze you like this. And that was why I found out that a man can sleep like this. He will not move. They wake them with slap. Drunkenness. These are the works of the flesh. Now, because I've not mentioned wee smokers and the rest, all of you are in the same WhatsApp group. It's high. You are trying. Revelings and such like, of which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. The things I've mentioned, if you find anyone at work, these are the attributes of the flesh, the works of the flesh. But the spirit also have fruits. So anybody who is walking in the spirit, there are some evidence you see. They are called the fruits of the spirit. The first of them is love. So you know you have hatred in your flesh as one of the works of the flesh. In the spirit you have love. That love cancels envy, cancels murder, cancels hatred, cancels strife. That love even cancels drunkenness. You can't have love and hatred at the same time. So if you find out that there is hatred, there's malice, there's envy, it means the flesh is what is powering the direction. Galatians chapter 5 from verse 22 is the reference for the fruits of the spirit. Do this litmus test. For want of time, I will run through it. Love, joy, peace. You are always troubled. Anxiety all the time. Fear all the time. There's no peace. It means that you are in the flesh. That anxiety is a way of the flesh. Love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such, there is no law. Are you walking in the spirit or walking in the flesh? The only person that can answer that question is you. And if you are in the flesh, you can't obey God inside the flesh. It's impossible.
Thank you for watching and staying with us to the end of this video. If this message blessed you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this apostolic fire. See you in the next video.